Back again for another Wash Up Walk-Ons podcast. Another huge guest today. Another one of the recent graduates, recent seniors of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Luke Lachey joins the show. Everybody in Hawkeye Nation is familiar with Luke. And from what I've heard from the reporters and teammates and coaches, Luke, you're the nicest guy to maybe ever go through the program. So no surprise that he's given us the time of day here. Gave the walk-ons an hour. He's out in I think California training right now. So we're super stoked to have you here on the show, Luke.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I'm excited. Yeah, it's been definitely an awesome time, an awesome experience being a Hawkeye, and looking forward to the future though.
That's a big future, huh?
That's the goal. Yep.
You watch I can't imagine you weren't watching LaPorta last night on TV.
I was. Yeah.
When you see a play like he made last night, do you envision yourself like that could be me?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's what you think. But Sam's an incredible player. That was an amazing catch he made last night. And he had, a few other good catches and made some nice blocks too. So yeah, just super happy for him, and to see him succeed all the time is great.
What was he like to have in the room?
Oh, he was awesome. Great leader, great friend. He was really smart, and he like kind of led the way, and in practice, he practiced super hard, and it kind of like pushed everyone to be better. So yeah, it was great to have him in the room for a couple of years.
You were in your second year, played in one game maybe, or a couple games in your very true freshman year?
Yeah. My first year I played like in one, basically.
And then in your second year, you find yourself basically second on the depth chart to Sam LaPorta.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Iowa offense, that means you're
playing 50% of plays.
Yeah, you're a starter essentially.
Yeah.
What was that like, that quick transition, that first year? Whirlwind, right?
Yeah, definitely a whirlwind. It was awesome though. It was so cool to be able to go out there. I remember my first play, we were playing against Indiana, and Tyler Goodson, we were just running a stretch to the right, and Tyler Goodson breaks up the sideline for like 50 or something. It was a touchdown, and I was like, I was like screaming, like running around, and come off the field, and I'm like, geez, that's pretty awesome. I hope it's like that every time. And,
were you play side on that or backside?
I would play side. Yeah, we had two tight ends over there, so Sam and I were both over there. We were both kind of laid off the ball, actually, if you look at it, but it happens. It was loud in there that day, and we still scored, so it was fine. But yeah, it was crazy, and definitely the play speed was like the biggest thing. Like it's all fast, and just had to get used to that.
That's one of those kind of plays that you come off the field and you're like, it's easy. It's that easy, right?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's easy when you got a running back as good as Tyler Goodson back there, making moves, and he was so fast. I don't think he got touched on it. Maybe he did, but I can't remember him getting touched.
He had a few where he didn't get touched.
Yeah, definitely. He's so fast, but yeah, no, it was so cool though, and definitely that whole first year was just kind of definitely a whirlwind, like you said earlier, with just like having to be put in there. But I was excited for the opportunity, and kind of glad that I was in that position. I got a lot of help from a lot of people there too, so it was good.
It would have been 21, right?
Yeah.
So that was the year where you guys got all the way up to second in the country. Huge game against Penn State. All three of us were at that game, one that we talk about. I mean, probably the biggest game in Kinnick in the last 4 or 5 years. What was that one like?
That was special. I always think about that, like being like my most like fun and most like memorable game in college. And yeah, I just remember that play to Nico, all the time. Like it was, a naked throwback, and I'm on the other side, and I got to decide, like Sam and I are discussing whether we got to make a swap call or not, if I'm going to run the corner, or if I'm going to block. And I'm like, Sam, you're blocking, I'm running. I'm just going to sprint as fast as I can down the field, run a corner, and hopefully draw that safety away. And Nico ran a great route, and Spence threw a good ball, and that was pretty cool too, to be in that one, to go celebrate. So
I think that's the first time that you guys had ran that play that year, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Yes.
And then I saw you guys sprinkle it in a few. You guys ran out of a couple different formations, though, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So Always always like to see when coordinators like defenses have this saying that plays are expensive, formations are cheap. So it's a lot easier to come up with a new formation for the same trade, kind of same play, try to trick the defense's eyes. And it honestly, it works pretty good. Because I remember, I think the bowl game, we threw it to LaPorta, didn't we?
Probably. Oh, yeah, we did.
Versus Kentucky, I think, right?
Yeah, first Kentucky. Yes, I'm pretty sure we did. We also, just thinking like other kind of like slips, stuff like that. We ran one against Nebraska, just like he's running and then he run blocking and then slips off of it. Padilla threw it to him there in 2021. That's just like, yeah, just like stuff like that to get open and stuff. We have so many different plays.
Do you ever have a favorite play that like it gets called in the huddle and you start getting a little excited?
I loved when we called like bench Dino. that was like the play we would call like it was like kind of a joke because it was like in practice we'd run it all the time against our defense and like it was always a 2-minute thing and so like they're like, oh, here comes bench Dino, but it always worked, I thought at least. And we ran it twice against Rutgers, and it worked. 2 corner. It's basically a corner and kind of just like a 5-yard out. So on the bench, and then 2 on the backside, a deep in, and then a basic.
Okay.
So Sam and I, a lot of times we'd be on the bench side. So I'd have the corner, or he'd have the corner, and then one of us would have the 5-yard out. And it's a cover 2 beater. So whenever we saw cover 2 in there, it was great. I liked that one a lot.
Just going fitting in between the corner and the safety there.
Yeah, exactly. And Spence always did a good job of like getting the ball out so fast, and he put it on me, so it was good.
Well, you're a pretty big target.
It's helpful.
Spence could zip it too.
Yes.
Sometimes a little too much. But I feel like that's every quarterback we've had for the last 10 years. CJ had a couple of those. Stanley certainly had a couple of those. All the way through. Let's go back to before a Hawkeye uniform. You're from Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody at this point knows that your dad is what is he called? He's like the Dolph of.
He's like the Pat Angerer.
Okay, so he's play-by-play.
Yeah.
Or he's color. He's color.
Yeah.
So he's that's funny that it's Pat now.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we're gonna have Pat on soon to recap his first year for everybody listening. And he's been doing that since before you can even remember. Or?
Yeah, 1997. Yeah, a couple 4 years before I was born.
Okay. Yeah. Gosh, you're all these 2000 babies. Unbelievable.
So fucking old now.
And so I have to imagine that, like, growing up, you're a Buckeye.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And like, I know that Lachey and all that, like, they've done the stories on this, right? But like for the podcast's sake, that was the dream. Like, I'm going to get offered by Ohio State. I'm going to be a Buckeye. I'm going to score touchdowns in the horseshoe.
For sure. Like growing up, I feel like that's a lot of kids' dreams, in Columbus, there's like that's the place. That's the football team there, like growing up, the Browns and Bengals kind of struggled. I mean, there were times that
they were bad.
I know. I'm not, yeah, but yeah, they struggled, and Ohio State was always, pretty good. So, that was just a team, and my parents obviously both went there. My dad played there, and then my 3 sisters all went to school there, and so growing up, I was all around it. You know what I mean? And so yeah, that's the dream. And then high school comes around, and you start to get recruited a little bit, and you go and you see different places, and you're like you kind of get more of a you broaden your horizon there a little bit, and kind of see what's out there. So I don't know. It was definitely like the dream growing up, but then in high school, you kind of, obviously you still like want that, offer and stuff, and want to be able to go there. But at the same time, it was my dad and I would talk, and we'd be like, yeah, they don't really use tight ends all that much. They got great receivers that they're going to throw the ball to for sure, and I don't know why you wouldn't when you got receivers that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like kind of a thing where you're like, you want to maybe go and pave your own way. So that's kind of how it was in my sense.
So you were pretty aware of the impact opportunity that you'd have at the next level as far as like, it'd be great to be a Buckeye, but if I go play for Iowa or somebody else maybe, but certainly Iowa since Kittle's been around, I'm going to get a lot of touches. I'm going to get a lot of plays.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I thought. And when I was being recruited, Noah and TJ had just gotten drafted in the first round. So it was also a pretty good selling
Nice
point
little
there.
recruiting tool right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Tough to argue with those two.
Yeah.
They had a decent year.
Yeah.
So would you have been getting recruited by Urban then, or Ryan? When did Urban step down?
I had a phone call with Urban once. And I talked to him, but then Ryan Day was also doing some of the recruiting too. So it was like kind of in the mix there.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did he take over? 2019 was his first year?
I think it was 2019. Yeah.
Sounds about right. And you're class of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't get a prom, did you?
No, I didn't. I mean, yeah, I got a junior prom and everything, but not
senior prom.
Yeah, exactly. No senior prom.
It's overrated.
Yeah, fair. But
so
I'm not too upset.
Luke 6'6", Luke Lachey out on the dance floor, baby, just killing it.
Yeah, I'm probably doing some stupid Fortnite.
So you're what, like freshman, high school, 8th grade, circa 2017. Did the state of Ohio just kind of collapse November 5th weekend, something like that, Kluve?
Yeah, I don't remember what day it was, but
oh yeah, that day.
Yeah, that day.
It kind of did. So I was actually in Cincinnati. I was playing basketball the whole time, so I didn't even watch the game.
Oh,
but after I was like just there, like visiting a friend, and we were all just like playing basketball for like 3 hours. And I look on my phone, I'm like, dang, Iowa kind of smoked Ohio State.
Yeah, because let me tell you, Luke, long before you were catching passes in Kinnick, I was catching passes in Kinnick.
Let's go.
One pass for 18 yards.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. It was awesome. Would have been more awesome if I scored. Nevertheless, here we are. Yeah. And that's probably why I didn't get drafted. So you never end up getting offered by Ohio State officially, right?
Correct. Yeah. They gave me a gray shirt offer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you feel, does that put a little chip on your shoulder? Like, from what I can tell, you're the sixth rated tight end coming out of that class in the country. Mm-hmm. You're the 3rd overall recruit in the state of Ohio, which is like outside of Texas, Florida, and California. Ohio's a good football state. Mm-hmm. And you had a lot of other D1 offers. Like, did that add a little fuel to the fire as you came to Iowa City?
For sure. But at the end of the day, I was, just excited for the opportunity, to be a Hawkeye, and it definitely adds a little bit. You can't kind of get excited about, the opportunity to play them one day. But, I was just like kind of focused on, just being a Hawkeye. I don't know.
Was there – here's something interesting. So I'll try to draw a little bit of a comparison here. Chad Greenway, who's way older than all of us, his daughter is a big-time basketball recruit.
Yeah, I've seen her highlights. She's a beast.
She's insane. I think, like, last week she dropped 51 on some team's head. Like, it's unreal.
Could have used her.
Yeah, would have been nice to get her. She's obviously a legacy similar to how you would have been at Ohio State. And it's interesting to me, the psyche of a kid who all they hear growing up is about their parents' career and about how they're Chad Greenway, he's like one of the biggest Hawkeyes of all time. Mm-hmm. And to the rumor, I guess, or the sort of the talks is that his daughter Madden kind of wanted to go and create her own path. Right. So was there some of that with you? Like, I can go make my own story here in Iowa City in different colors.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's, I've been around, like we said earlier, I was around Ohio State my whole life. And
yeah.
To be able to go and kind of write your own story and, in a new place, in a place where I knew, the head coach when I got there was going to be the same head coach when I left. I thought that was pretty cool, in this day and age. And I'm just super fortunate for him. I'll just say that right now. Coach Ferentz is awesome. But, yeah, definitely wanted to write my own story in that sense as well. And I know it was really cool to be able to have that opportunity.
If somebody asks you about Coach Ferentz, how do you describe that man?
I don't know. I just think of the word leader. That's the first thing that came to my mind. You know, he's a great man. Like he comes like you know, it's a simple story and you guys know it. Like he comes in the weight room and you know just comes around and says hi to everybody in there. It's like I've talked to a couple people now like out here and you know it's just like that seems so rare. You know and I don't know. It's so cool and that's just like a small thing that he does, but it does make a big impact and.
Not only does he talk to you, he comes by and he like asks how your sister's doing by name.
Exactly. Yeah, like by name and knows everything, you know, and it's
Everything.
It's great. Yeah, it's awesome. It is so cool, and obviously he's a great coach and knows how to lead. And on the field, he, you know, puts people in the right positions to succeed. And yeah, just really grateful for him.
So you come to Iowa City, you have that first you have one game, and then you're kind of thrust into that 2021 season. In that 21 season, as we swing back around to it, is there or maybe it's in practice or camp leading up to that year, is there a welcome to the Big Ten moment for you?
I don't really
like you
know.
come off the ball and a DN just jaw jacks you.
Oh, I'm sure it happened. You know, I can't pinpoint like one thing. You know, I'm sure it happened in practice. You know, going against Jack Campbell in blocks or something like it was not pleasant.
That's
you know,
tough. That's a tough assignment for you.
A tough assignment. You know, but I always think back to the Big Ten championship game going against Aiden Hutchinson. You know, on one side, and then Ajabo on the other side.
Yep.
Yeah, that defense was legit.
Yeah, they were solid. Yeah, they were pretty good, and that was you know kind of a moment I think about a lot. Like it's like wow, we played against 2 first-round picks on the edge there. So
speaking of Detroit,
I was gonna say go ahead.
Detroit could have used him yesterday. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely.
Going to that game though. So we were at that game. Do you think the entire game goes differently if we hit that halfback toss first opening drive and it's 7-0 Hawkeyes?
Yeah, you know, for sure. Like it, you know, I don't know how it would have impacted like maybe the outcome of the game, you know, but I definitely think it's a totally different like atmosphere for us, environment, and like we're going out there and we're moving the ball a little bit more. It kind of just like felt like it killed us missing that, and then unfortunately missed the field goal after that too, and it's just like
that really hurt.
It really let the air out of the whole sideline.
It's just tough.
Which is tough because I mean I think Michigan had 70% of the fans, if not more, in that night because they hadn't been to the championship yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like we're expecting it to be a slugfest, and you guys come out, move the ball in the first drive, and I'm getting jacked up, and we're sitting in the Michigan section because we bought the tickets and. After the Penn State game was actually we bought the tickets. So we had no idea where Iowa was going to sit.
We were in the sky too, but we were hype in section 873 or whatever we were in. And I remember looking at UCAV after Shudak missed the field goal, and I was like, "That's not a good sign. That hurts." And then they draw up a couple perfect plays on the ensuing. Offensive possession. It just
right after.
Well, we were playing field position like the entire second quarter, right? And like defense was doing a good job holding them back. And I feel like we kept getting the ball at the 50 and just one thing or another, we just couldn't get it going again. I don't know. We have our own Big Ten championship experience and it's painful. So I'm sorry for bringing this up for you.
It's all good. Yeah.
Luke's got 2 of them. So
yeah. Neither are fun memories to think back on.
It's great to get to the game, though. It's tough to get there. Like, you're probably not one who buys in or reads a lot of social media stuff, but like, as you get out into the world of like, maybe someday when you're not playing anymore, you're gonna realize people think it's super easy to win football games.
Yeah, no, they do.
Is there any way you can describe in your own words like how hard it is to even just go beat like Northwestern at 11 a.m. on a random October Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, literally anything can happen. I feel like, and it's different in the NFL. But just like thinking to yesterday, like the Commanders-Lions game was so nuts.
Yeah.
But literally anything can happen. You know what I mean? Those are professionals. Like they're really good football players. But we're Division I football players playing in the Big Ten. Like, things can happen.
You're just one step below that, right? And
exactly. So I mean, like, someone can be having a great day and it just get rhythm, and that's how it goes. Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's tough to do.
I mean, just that game yesterday. I think what was it 8.5 point spread? I think the line was, and
it was big.
Lose by 15, right?
Yeah.
Final score 45 something.
Yeah.
45-28.
Yeah. 31, 45, 31.
You never know.
So you guys have this rise to the top in 21 where you have that Penn State game. Now you're ranked number 2 in the country. I can only imagine we did not get ranked that high. I think the highest we ever were was like 4th or 5th, Kev, at the end when we were 12-0 before that Big Ten championship.
I think you guys got to 4.
CFP rankings.
I think we were in at 4 in the week before this.
You guys got to 4 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know kind of what the facility feels like that next Sunday. It's buzzing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you come out the next week, you guys drop one, and then it leads into the end of that year where the Michigan Big Ten championship. And then from there has been this battle offensively of just trying to find identity, trying to find healthy players. You of which have your own story within that sort of arc of Iowa football, where unfortunately you're out for pretty much all of 2023. A new offensive coordinator comes in this year. How difficult is it to navigate those struggles as a big part of that offense? And what was that like? Like, take us inside a little bit on that stuff.
Yeah, it was a struggle for sure. It's hard to be in the offense and playing big time football, and then all of a sudden it's gone like that. You always hear those stories like every play can be your last, and then you don't really think about it too much until you're in that position. That was my first major injury, so like I had never had anything like that like throughout high school, and obviously that was my first one in college, and just to be out was difficult, and there's a lot of people that helped me get through that, and just really grateful for them. But then reading helped me out a lot too, and picking up new hobbies. I built Legos, which
I think I heard you're a big Lego guy.
Yeah, I like Legos, and that was a big part of that was because my old roommate Steve Stilianos bought me a set once I got hurt. And
let's go.
Yeah, it was sick. Yeah,
that's the homie right there.
Right, exactly.
Let's go. What set was it?
It was him and his now wife bought me a Hogwarts castle. I'm a big Harry Potter guy.
Nice.
I was thinking it was gonna be Star Wars, but all right.
Dude, there's a new Lego store in the Jordan Creek Mall, and the Hogwarts set, depending on which one you get, if you get the big one, it's like 300 bones. Yeah, it's legit
expensive.
Yeah, Legos are very expensive.
It's that NIL money. You get that Lego partnership.
You get that Lego money,
dude.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it was something that definitely helped me get through that injury. But and then just like having a goal in mind, like I was all of that season, I was trying to play in the bowl game. That was my goal, and so like it really helped me with my rehab. Like coming in every morning with that like in the back of my mind. Like it helped me wake up at 4:50 a.m. to go in there and sit on a table and have them like or do like toe yoga or like a little bit of mobility, and then eventually progress to walking around in the pool and getting on the boost treadmill or whatever. So it was it was a long recovery, but with that goal in mind, I think Dallas Clark told me it was a beautiful goal. When I was deciding whether or not I was going to try to play in it. It was a couple weeks before, and I was like not really close at all to playing in the game. And it was a beautiful goal to have, but at the end of the day, it was not really smart to try to play in that game.
Right. I'm sure you've had multiple conversations with Dallas. I know he's around the program a lot. He comes back. We had him on this show about a year ago now.
Nice.
For episode 500, and that guy can talk, man.
Definitely.
I mean, what was it like when you met him for the first time, and what kind of advice or insight has he given you?
Yeah, no, I was just kind of like in awe, you know.
Same.
I didn't really know him too well before I got to Iowa.
Okay.
You know, I did a lot of research on the tight ends once I got here, and you know, one of the games I watched was Ohio State versus Iowa in 2017. I watched that one like just because it was Noah and TJ combined for 4.
They're just teeing off, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so I watched a ton of highlights on everybody that came before, and to meet him, it was really cool. He's sitting in our meeting, and I was like super tense, like. But then you actually like talk to him, and he's like one of the nicest people, and super helpful when it comes to football. And but yeah, we built a good relationship over my time at Iowa, and definitely someone I'll continue to talk to a lot. We're just texting the other day and trying to get on a call here soon. So, definitely someone who's, going to be helpful, over the next couple of years.
That guy's energy just runs deep.
Yeah, I know. It's always a joke too. Like, I don't know if he ever came and talked to your guys' team.
Every now and then.
Yeah,
every now and then.
Like
okay,
it seems like he's a lot more involved in the program now, but I think 2-3 times.
I would say twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he always comes to one spring ball practice, or at least the last couple of years, he comes to one spring ball, it seems, and then one fall camp. And then he's at like every game. But like those like speeches when he comes, like he has like a really good message, but then he kind of goes off on all these different tangents. So it's 5 minutes, and it's great.
His energy really takes over.
It is. It's really good. Like I love the message. He just kind of gets off track a little bit. But
he's so passionate, and he loves football so much that he just forgets what he's talking about. He'll just start going all like he's a great like commander, like general, like get up and get you ready for war kind of guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. Yeah. Have you talked to? He's always at tight end U too, and you're gonna go through this process here this spring, and then they're going to do tight end U this summer. I would imagine you get the invite to go there. That's a really fun time. We got to go down there 2 years ago, do some interviews, and obviously hang with George and all those guys. I mean, at this point, half of the league is just Hawkeyes. But he's down there, and dude, he's out there doing the workouts, running routes.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've seen the videos of that, and then like even just like when he comes to practice, just coaching us up a little, like here and there, and I don't know, it's great. You definitely feel the energy and stuff, like something you can see too. So it's cool.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Would Abdul just kind of be like, all right, yeah, I mean, you know what you're talking about, do your thing?
Definitely, yeah. He a lot of times he just he'd ask him a lot of questions and tell him to help us out in whatever way, and just like kind of give him the keys. And Coach Hodge would obviously still be helping there and giving his input, but he'd ask him a lot of questions on what he saw on that. So definitely helpful.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you've got a Pro Bowl tight end in the building, you generally want to listen to what they have to say.
Yeah, definitely.
What's Abdul like? He's obviously known in the Hawkeye lore as the linebacker, and then another one of those guys, sort of like Coach Woods, who's taken over a position they didn't necessarily play at some point in their career. What's that like?
Yeah, it's awesome. I love Coach Hodge. He's a great coach. I definitely think like he really knows how to really help, like hone in on the details. I'd say like the biggest thing that he does is like helps us, think about what we need to do on that play, and make sure to remind us like before like watching film, just like what we need to do there. And I think that's super huge. And then it's also nice to have like a different perspective, because him being a linebacker, he understands the position so well.
Yeah.
And so it's cool to be able to think about what maybe a linebacker would think on that play.
Sure, because essentially what the linebackers are doing is relevant in every single play where you're coming off the ball. So
definitely,
I didn't even think about that. I want to go back to your injury real quick. When you're this is just a very personal. I'm curious about it. When you get injured like that, and I don't know how much weight you had to put on when you got to Iowa. But was your weight management difficult under an injury like that, where you weren't able to move a lot? What was like nutrition and all that like during that 5 or 6 month recovery like?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much just ate what I normally eat.
Okay.
Coach Braithwaite didn't like make me, stay on my optimum,
Okay.
or, my goal.
That's nice. That's
yeah,
nice.
super nice. So I just had to weigh in, and I was probably around like 245, the whole time. Maybe after the surgery, I got down a little bit more, but probably was around that. Like, I didn't lose a ton of weight. I wasn't like gaining a ton of weight either, just kind of like staying around. And so it was fine, and no real issues with that.
Okay.
I got a quick caveat about your injury. So our former co-host Drake, he had himself a little ankle fracture back in his day too. He needed the cart to get taken off the field. You obviously didn't. So I just want to put out there into the world that Drake is soft.
Yeah. Mentally weak.
Yes.
And Luke is much tougher and definitely a way better person, way nicer. So I'll tell that Drake to his face. He could call in right now. Yeah. He threw a trash can one time at me.
Oh yeah.
That's tough. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Could have been, it might have been deserved, but
it was kind of deserved.
Nonetheless, he still threw a trash can at me. You make it back. When did you finally feel good again? Like when do you like spring ball?
Yeah, spring ball. Yeah.
And obviously that was a year ago, right about now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're like 100% back, like, or is it still like one of those injuries you feel like it's just never going to be the same again?
Yeah, no, I feel great. It doesn't really bother me. It's still puffy. It's like a lot like bigger than my other ankle, but
sure.
Yeah, just like I've been just trying to get that down for the longest time. And
did you get full mobility back?
Yeah, I'm still working like too on that, but like it's there. Yeah, I just like I'm trying to keep improving it. So
we'll keep working on that because
yeah,
again, with our co-host, he's going to get his foot chopped off before the end of his life. His thing's all messed up.
Yeah.
Yes. So just stay on that.
Definitely.
You'll do
it
great.
Feels great though.
A lot of that wall mobility, like put your foot 6 inches leaner in.
Yeah. I do a lot of that. Yeah. And it's really just to open it up and kind of make it feel good, but like I don't really notice it at all, like running around or running routes.
Love that.
So, blocking anything like that. So
nice.
It's really just maintaining it. The biggest thing.
You guys, not only do you have the injury in 23, but then the Brian stuff happens middle of the season that comes out. The super awkward position that he's in of like, hey, we're going to be done with you at the end of the year, but you're still coaching, right? Still show up. You're fired, but still show up. We're not salty. You can tell. We're big Brian guys. We love Brian around here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have a lot of good things to say about him too. We won't get you into that. All of that leads.
He was a position coach for a couple of years now.
Yeah, he was he recruited me and was my position coach for the first 2 years.
Do you like Brian?
I love Brian.
Okay, good. we like Brian. Tim Lester comes in, and now you're about to go into your final year, and now we have to learn a new offense, and we have to create a new relationship with the new offensive coordinator. And how do you process that, and how quick does that all happen? And do you remember the first time Coach Lester walks in the room, and what was that like?
Yeah, no, it was good. I love Coach Lester. Coach is he's a great coach, and definitely was nice to learn a new system and kind of learn new things. Really is the biggest thing for me. Like, I know it's an NFL system, so it was pretty cool to be able to have that under your arsenal, I guess. But the first meeting, it was like he had just like a bunch of numbers on the board, and a lot of it's like what we ranked last year, and they were all just like kind of different, like spread out and everything. And he was just like, we're just going to try to improve, and every day we're just going to come in here with the mindset of improving, and that was the biggest thing for us. So it was good, definitely a good first meeting, and just trying to go out there and be the best we can be. And we definitely felt that from him all season, and just trying to put us in the right position to succeed.
You probably felt a little bit weird. You know, you're in 21, things go fast, a career goes fast. Your injury then takes up a lot of your own personal time. You're with yourself a lot when you're injured,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of time to think about things. And then you're in your final year, coming about a year ago, you're about to enter 2024 season. Now you're the older guy in the room. You're the guy, and you have these young guns underneath you, and there's a little bit of a responsibility of, okay, I'm here to perform, do my thing, but I have to take a leadership role. Did
Mhm.
you see yourself sort of, LaPorta was once the leader of the room and you're underneath him. Did you see yourself evolve over the course of the 4 years? How do you see, or how would you describe that happening to you?
Yeah, for sure. I felt it a lot last year as well. In 2023, after my injury, kind of knowing the offense the most, being a part of it for the longest time. Kind of when Sam left, I felt like I kind of took that role. And, even after I got hurt, just trying to be in every meeting I could be in and help them out. Um, and just like, try to, if there's something on film that comes up that, I can kind of tell them, what might be better to do there. Or if something is like, if there's like a question someone has, just be there to answer it. So definitely, like, I felt like I evolved in that sense, just from 23 or 22 to 23. And then from this year too, just being out there with them, trying to be a voice on the field. And, obviously we're all learning a new offense together. So we had a lot of guys too that, were helpful for me too at points, where right at the start, you're learning and you're all learning together and writing stuff up on the board together, all just trying to learn. So it was good to have everyone in the room, because I feel like everyone just wanted to learn and wanted the best for everybody. So, I felt like that was the big thing, was we just wanted to be the best room we could be. So everyone's super great in there. And
Couple
yeah,
young guns with some talent in there, huh?
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm excited to watch them next year and see how they do and who steps up as the leader in there. I know Addison will do great in that role.
Yeah. I'd love to hear in your perspective what Astrenga and Ortworth, what makes them special as players, because they have both flashed really well
Mhm.
in the last couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they are both just like extremely smart and extremely dedicated. Um, I think that they do a great job of really studying a lot throughout the week, and like those two, like they're like they bicker between each other all the time.
Oh
Like
yeah, I love
they're
that.
super close, but then they go and like they'll play golf against one-on-one golf, on the Thursday off days, and
Oh yeah.
um, like just have like a great time. And they're really close, so it was fun to watch their relationship kind of blossom and grow. And I'm excited for them because they've both got a bright future, and I think they'll do great next year. So it'll be fun to watch them.
Were you a golfer too?
Not as much as they were, and they're actually pretty good. Like I can't, I don't want to like put it out there, but Zach beat Addy in their like head-to-head matchups. And
There we go.
the Zach's like for real, and so is Addison. Addison is good too. I'm not like them. I golfed one time this last season or whatever. It was like in the spring too. So it was like after Saturday spring ball practice, we went to Pleasant Valley, and
The old PV.
oh yeah. And the rest of summer I didn't go. So
If the Hawks had to throw out like top 2 or 3 golfers on the team, who are you guys putting out there as your low score?
okay, so I might not be the best person to ask this question because
Okay.
I don't really know too well.
Okay.
But I'd say Zach is probably pretty good with on
Is he up
the
there?
team. And then there's Jameson Hines. He's a safety, and he could golf, I've heard, and we came in together. And freshman year, he told me that he likes to golf, and but yeah, I think he could really really play. So
There's always on a Division I football team, there's always guys where like a couple other sports you could stick them out. Like I don't know how good you were at basketball. I know you lettered 4 times. A lot of guys do, but during our time, there was some legitimate Division I potential hoopers.
yeah,
And we just had Jay on last week, and I know he was pretty dang good at basketball in high school too.
Yeah, I know. We've all heard that. We all know
he
that
he tell you guys that a lot.
He made sure everyone
he
knew.
made it known. I don't know if he had any offer. I had an offer from Bowling Green
Okay.
to play basketball, and I'm not sure he did or not, but we can just let that be known.
Okay. We'll put that on the record.
Jay's a good little player. He's a good player.
Good little player.
Good little player. There it is. 6'1". 6'1", buddy. You're short.
Right. No. We're close, so we'll probably play Fortnite or Xbox or something together here soon.
He told us you play Fortnite. We said that, so when we recorded with him, I'm like, yeah, I think I got Luke lined up for next week, and he's like, man, I'm surprised he responded to y'all. He's kind of ghosted on me. We usually play Fortnite together, but I haven't been able to get in touch with him.
Yeah, it's been tough. I've been calling it the lab, the office.
Baby.
At the lab all day long.
When I hit you up, you gave me your schedule, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's tough. It's long, but I like it. And maybe I guess they're not. No, I can't really. But I just like to be in the office. I just like to be there. Like we work out at 9. We work out at 9. We run at 9. Then we go back or you have like field work or whatever. Then you go back and have lunch. And sometimes you have meetings. Going over like some film or field work stuff. And then at 2 we lift, and then at 3 we have rehab. Then 4 you want to recover, and make sure you're doing like getting in that hot and cold tub or a sauna or something like that, or Normatec boots. So it's like I tell you every time, and it's hard too because we're on a 2-hour difference now. Like it's we're not like a 5-minute drive from each other anymore.
You're about to have an interview for the biggest job up to this point in your life, and if you're going to be a professional athlete, you might as well start living like a professional athlete. And that's exactly what you're doing. I mean, these guys have when you get paid that kind of money, you take care of your body, and it's a job. Like you're spending 6-8+ hours a day being a professional athlete. So this is it, man. This is it. You're getting a taste.
Definitely.
Not a lot of Fortnite in that life.
Not a ton of it. I feel bad. I do feel bad though, because he does text me like, hey, like I'm on. I'm like, sorry, dude.
That hurts.
It's so sad. I'll call him, but then like even on the weekend last week, I was in San Diego. Just like went down there because my brother-in-law and my sister were there, and my niece, and we just like, I was like, Jay, I can't lie. I've never really been to San Diego. Last time I was 6 when I was there, and I'm gonna go to San Diego. We're playing Fortnite. I'm sorry.
I can hear the hurt in your voice, and it's bringing to the surface everything that me and Kevin and Josie Jewell and our like the squad that we used to play with. Like, so picture this: Fortnite was at its peak in the semester that you are currently going through for us.
Okay.
No job.
Oh, that's tough.
No school. It was just train for 3 hours in the morning and then play Fortnite the rest of the day.
Oh, that's fun.
It was unbelievable.
That's fun.
And now at 30 years old, me and Kevin play collectively 0 Fortnite, and it's not that fun. It's
not to like, put a damper on the mood, but this is just the beginning, Luke. So it's only going to get worse from here.
It disappears.
Games with your buddies.
One day you look up, you got a console that doesn't even work, and you're like, "What is life?"
Right.
It's unbelievable.
You're going to log in 3 years later, and you're just going to get absolutely murked by some kid that has nothing but free time on his hands.
By some kid that's not even born yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's being conceived right now. Oh man. Hilarious. Well, I hope for your guys' sake, the Jay Higgins and Luke Lachey Fortnite sessions, you get a few in before you guys are both on NFL teams. Speaking of Jay, you got it seems like a pretty special class of guys that you ran the whole race with. Huge senior day, a lot of guys, a little bit of the COVID stuff factored in on that. Can you talk about your guys' class of 2020 and sort of what those guys mean to you and some of the more special characters in that group of guys?
Yeah, definitely. We came in at a time where it was, COVID. And so we were in the dorms with just, the women's basketball team and the men's basketball team. So it was just us, and nobody.
As an empty Peterson Hall.
Yes, very empty Peterson Hall. And it was a lot of fun. We were all we had in there. And we had a good time. We'd hang out with each other, go to workouts. But at that time, they didn't even really want you hanging around the facility. So
Yeah.
it felt like we were just at the facility for our 2-hour lift, and then at the dorms the rest of the time. So
And then everything was online classes. So it was like you went to 2 different buildings.
yeah, that was it. It was nuts.
So you got a lot of time with your new friends.
Yes, and it was good. Not in that sense, it was good. So we had a good time. But yeah, definitely it was super close with Jay and Deontay, and a big reason was because we were on the same floor, right across the
Of course.
the hall from each other, and then Logan Jones too. He was a little bit further down, and then Deuce Hogan. The 5 of us, we were always together. So we had a good time, and and there's a ton of guys in that class. Ethan Herkett, Wyatt Black. I don't want to forget anybody, but those are just like people that are coming to mind right now that like we all ran the whole race, and Tyler Ellsbury, Mason Richmond. It was a great time that we had, and it was just fun to be in the dorms with them, and then to see everyone kind of grow up, and everyone it was exciting when someone would go in there and make a play, and you're like, hey, like that's my guy,
Yeah, came in with him.
It's cool, right? So that was fun.
Is it crazy to look up 5 years later and see half of the class gone?
Yeah, it is.
Because you just don't know who's going to make it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's 25 maybe or more. I don't know the exact number that came in, but there were 8 or 9, maybe 10 that left with us.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
I mean, those guys that you just named off there, I mean, huge impacts to Iowa football over the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, that's something that you can always be proud of too.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And yeah, for sure to be proud of that, and to see the success we've had was a lot of fun to reflect on, and it will be great to continue to reflect on. But it was just definitely great memories, and really fortunate for it.
What was it like your dad was there on senior day, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Yeah, it was super cool. All week, the big thing was that he was going to missing his first game in 368 games or something.
Crazy.
Something like that. Something outrageous like that. I don't know the exact number, but so it was really special, and something I knew I'd get asked about on Tuesday media, and so it was really cool, and to have my
So that was the only game of your career he saw in person.
So no, he came to every bye week that Ohio State had.
Okay.
And then when we played Ohio State, he got to call the games.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which we played them twice, and then sometimes we played Maryland in 21 on a Friday night, and then Ohio State played Rutgers on Saturday. So he just drove from Maryland. So
he saw a few
things like that. So he saw some, and he got to come to a lot of games, and he loves Kinnick Stadium. He thinks it's the best atmosphere ever. To have something going on between every break, he's like, that just doesn't happen at other places. And he goes to a lot of places and sees a lot of games, and it's so engaging and everything. He was talking about how great the atmosphere was for the Nebraska game, and then to go
high praise for somebody who sees a lot of games in the shoe.
Yes, definitely. And it's just great. He loved the atmosphere that game specifically, and I don't know, it was special to have him there. But even to have my whole family there all together, my girlfriend, it was definitely really special to be there with everyone, and to spend the rest of the week with them, or the weekend with them too, was nice. But my dad ended up finding a way to get back to that game.
I heard
they
Ryan
sent
Day
the
got him
jet.
a PJ.
Yeah, he sent his jet.
Unreal.
Yeah, so it was Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday afternoon. He was doing his show. They do a show with Ryan Day. I think it's just the Ryan Day show or something. And
can't be as good as Hawk Talk with Kirk Ferentz.
No, I can't imagine. I can't imagine at all. But so it was their SID mentioned to Ryan that he wasn't going to be at the game this week, and he was just like, why not? He goes, oh well, Luke's got his senior day. I can't miss that. And he was like, okay, give me a couple minutes. And he goes off and takes a phone call, and he's like, okay, like, I'm gonna have my private jet sent there for you. I really want you at the game. And my dad, he was just like kind of shocked. Like, he didn't really know how to respond. And, obviously you don't say no to an offer like that. So,
Yeah.
it didn't really make my mom happy or my sisters, but for him to be like, I don't know how you'd say no to that. And that's what I
No.
told him too. So I was just like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that for your mom's like, finally, we get a family weekend. We can go to dinner with Luke, and then Ryan Day sends his private jet to get your dad back to Ohio, and she's just like, God damn it!
Right.
I just want one family weekend. Man.
Exactly. And my brother too, like, he's not going to pass up an opportunity to get on private jet. So he went back with him too. He was like, and he probably couldn't care for an 8-hour car ride home to Columbus. So he's like, an hour home plane ride is going to be sick. So he like put some like pictures on his Snapchat, like walking up and stuff. And
private jet, baby.
He took some pictures of himself on there. It's just like, I don't know.
That's so funny.
Super funny. But yeah, no, it's cool. I'm, grateful for, Ryan. It's super cool for Ryan Day to do that. And, for him to be able to not lose his streak was cool too. So, I don't know.
Speaking of, your dad's about to call a national championship tomorrow.
Yeah, about what time? 24 hours or so.
About exactly 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. I think this is, I don't know. So his first one was 2002, and he says that one was super cool because that, like, for his lifetime.
The pass interference.
Yeah, the pass interference, and he made a crazy call on that one. It's actually pretty cool to listen to, but just like so much energy on it. But that was like the first national championship like in his lifetime that he could remember. I think like 1968 they maybe won one, but he was like 5, so he didn't really remember it. But to see that, he thought was super cool. And then I think he's called maybe 5 after. I think they played in 06, 08. And then 14 and 20 is my guess there. So he's this.
I'm the wrong guy for stats like that. I'm the wrong guy.
Yeah, but yeah, it's
sounds about right.
For him.
Sounds about right.
Cool opportunity. Yeah, he's excited. So
who do we like? Do you think the Buckeyes roll, or?
I think they're hard to stop right now. I don't know. Yeah. Notre Dame's got a really good defense.
But they do. Their secondary's dirty.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, that's the only chance they got.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be, but Ohio State's defense has also been playing lights out too.
Nasty. They're nasty.
Yeah. So who knows? It'll be hopefully a good game.
So you're out in Cali right now. You're basically living the life of a professional athlete. What's an ideal next 2 to 3 months look like for you? What's the goal when you sit down with these NFL teams? What are you trying to prove to them? What's Luke Lachey got to do to get his foot in the door and make it at the next level?
Yeah, I just want to do well in interviews is a big thing. I've heard so many different things, and kind of getting a little bit more clarity on that. So just trying to go out and perform well on that. And then I'm going to the Shrine Bowl.
Saw that today. Congrats.
Week. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I leave on Thursday for that. Just want to, go there and, play the best I can, play fast, prove that I can learn an offense, quickly. And, just, things like that. And it'll be fun because Jay and I are on the same team. So we'll be practicing against each other all week.
Let's go.
And Jamari Harris too.
And he'll know your schedule so you guys can play Fortnite together.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say?
you guys can play Fortnite.
He's going to know your schedule so you can't dodge him in Fortnite.
I know.
Bring the sticks with you.
Right. I might need to bring the Xbox, but no, I probably going to be too busy then too. But
you say Jamari's on the team too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it'll be cool. It'll be cool to see them and be a lot of fun, I think. So yeah, just excited for that. And then the combine, just going and performing the best I can. I know it's a long week. But yeah, just right now, just doing the things that you can do every day to get ready for that. And, I don't know.
Soak everything in.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is have fun with it. I know it's a unique opportunity and something I don't want to take for granted. So I'm just gonna try to make the most out of it.
Whether it works out or not, there will be a day when football's over.
Mm-hmm.
What's Luke Lachey going to be doing then?
That's a really great question.
Do you have any passion right now or any sort of idea, or are you just going to
More Legos?
More Legos for sure. I'll be doing Legos.
Yes.
No, I just want to be working with people, I think, in some, way, shape or form. I don't know. I feel like I could, make an impact in that area, just in some aspect.
That's good. That's good to know if you're a people person or not. Because I'm not. And I work alone, and it's great.
Yeah, fair enough. I love it. And then they had to each their own there, and I just think that I could make an impact there. But who knows? Yeah.
Grant, I'm going to let Grant ask some questions here. He's our producer that we don't let talk. He gets 3 minutes at the end of the episode.
Let's go, Grant.
But before he steals a good one, I'm going to steal one that he probably wrote down. Luke, if you had to, right now, money not an issue, you just get a free Lego kit. You get a set. What set are you building? What are you choosing off the wall that you don't have yet or that you haven't got to do?
The Eiffel Tower, probably.
Ooh, okay.
Great choice.
Yeah,
Great choice.
it's 10,000 pieces. It's probably the biggest Lego set they have. It's pretty tall. I don't know the exact dimensions, but that one for sure. So, and it's the most expensive one.
Great answer.
So
what's the time
investment
investment on something like that?
What is the time investment on something like that?
It's 4'8", so it's pretty massive.
A time investment on something like that, it takes some good time because I don't like to rush it.
Dude, it's $630.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. I don't like to rush something like that, so it's like you want to take your time. There it is.
Amazing.
Man, beautiful. I have the Lego Titanic, so I do have that.
Ooh, that's sick.
That's about 4 feet long.
What is it like post-crash Titanic or is it pre-crash?
It is pre-crash.
Post-crash Titanic.
It would be nuts if they
you just have a couple pieces scattered across the floor.
I don't know. Maybe they have like hinges or something. I don't know. Yeah. They don't do it, but
dude,
so it was like a graduation gift to myself and from my girlfriend. So she gave me a gift card and then
$680.
Yeah.
Do you put it in the bathtub? Do you put it in the bathtub and reenact?
It floats. You play with it's too big for the bathtub. I'll bring it in the pool with me and play with it in there.
Does it actually float?
That's amazing.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Cool. Okay, Grant, I'll let you go now. You can go.
Well, I had Legos up at the top. Well, what are we building right now? And what is it said Eiffel Tower is what you got your eyes on, but do you have a current project you're working on?
So nothing now because I don't really want to have to pack it away and take it home from here. So I'm fighting the urge, but I was gifted the Notre Dame. So actually, this is a cool story.
Wow.
I went on the Big Ten Network and at the Big Ten Media Days and talked about how I liked Legos there. And then the Big Ten Journey did a story on me before the Ohio State week. And they went and interviewed my parents. And they came and interviewed me and Jay and Coach Ferentz. But then they also came into my apartment. And my girlfriend Emma and I built a Lego set there. Just a small one. And then they aired it. And then the Lego group actually saw it and they reached out to me and were like, oh, we think your story is really cool. We're happy that you built Legos during your injury. We want to send you a set. So
dude, broker a little NIL deal. I know you do the Luke Lachey with the egg, Luke
Lachey. Yeah.
You got to be, it's Luke Lachey.
Luke Lachey is good too. That's a good ad. I like it.
And then you just get free Lego sets, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, just post it on your story. We'll give you free." Come on now, get your agent on that, Luke. Let's go.
Right, I know. But yeah, no, it was super cool. So they sent me the Notre Dame set in France because I asked for that one because I'd seen it 2 or 3 weeks before it burnt down. So it was something kind of close to home there.
Oh, no kidding. They literally just reopened.
Yeah, exactly. I listened to a podcast about that actually, and how they rebuilt it and everything. It was pretty cool. But I don't know. So that's the one I want to build. That's kind of next. But then I have I kind of got all these gifts for Christmas.
You're gonna have to get a basement that just is Legos, dude.
Right, that's it. like Brendan Sullivan was our Secret Santa that we do, and he got me a Lego set.
Oh, is that still a thing?
Nice.
What a guy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
We weren't getting Lego sets back when we did.
No, not everybody was. I was really fortunate that Brendan got me. We got a good relationship.
I'll never forget. Real quick story, because I'm just going to put it on blast.
Let's do it.
I'm pretty sure whoever got Steve Ferentz, obviously his dad is the coach, so his dad is in this meeting. Whoever got Steve as their,
I remember who it is. You want me to out him?
I don't remember who it is. You can if you. I don't think they'll care. But they got him like like it was like a 3-film set of like an adult film and potentially a sex toy as well. That Steve had to open up in front of the team and his father
and
That's
brother.
so tough.
and brother.
And brother. That's tough.
Who was it, Kev? Will you out them? Was it your brother?
No, it was
Oh.
Desmond King.
Oh, Desmond got it for him. I do remember that. That was fun. Oh God. Secret Santa at Iowa is a great time.
It's fun. It's a good time. But yeah, I've got all these different Lego sets to build. But
yeah, that was the first year. We were told to tame it down the following
Several
year.
notches had to come down. Several.
Yeah, we've been told it's rated PG-13, and not everybody follows that.
There were no rules that first
There
year.
were 0 rules. Well, anything else, you two? I'm not going to hog the time.
Yeah, a couple other things. So, continue on Legos. You're in Southern California. Are we going to Legoland anytime soon?
When I was driving to San Diego, I saw the sign and I was like, I gotta come back. So I think I'm gonna make a trip there. Yeah, I will.
Okay, cool. I don't know if they got the dragon rides up anymore, but I was a big fan of the dragon stuff going on there.
Okay.
Other things we got to know before you leave. Can you just rank at least 4, like maybe 1 to 4, just Iowa tight ends? Don't say you. Well,
Yeah,
have you as like 1A,
say me.
and then anyone else.
Okay, I'll go. 1 Dallas Clark.
Okay, good choice.
TJ Hawkinson probably 2, and I'm just gonna go solely based off their Iowa careers.
Sure.
Man, it's tough. Marv Cook is a beast too, and then I gotta put Sam up there.
Yeah,
sure.
Sam is so low key good, but also
and he leads Iowa tight ends in career receptions. So that's
there you go.
That's worthy, I think. And Sam would be like he right. I'm sure if he heard that, like he would be pretty upset that I included him in that. But I'm gonna always include him in that answer. So
sure, cool. And then last thing, I know you mentioned some Harry Potter going on. I love Harry Potter as well. Are you more of like are you a books guy? Are you a movies guy? Like, what is kind of your infatuation with Harry Potter? If you got a favorite like movie or so, then I would love to hear that.
I love them both. I love the books and the movies. I've read the books twice, and I read the books once I got injured last year. So that was something like I was doing because I didn't want to be in the locker room before the game on my phone and stuff like that. Just kind of irked me the wrong way. I was like, so I read some books. I read like 3 books, and I was like, all right, I'm getting to the Harry Potter series. So like, I don't think they minded me reading at all, and so I that was it. But then my favorite book, I don't know. It's tough to go against the Deathly Hallows. Goblet of Fire is so good too, and there's so much that they left out. There's just so much they left out in all the movies.
I know.
You forget about in the books.
Oh,
Order of the Phoenix is good too. That book is really good.
They're all good.
They're all so good.
Is it bad?
I can go ahead on every one.
I've seen all the movies, but I've read like half of the first book and I gave up.
The books are
not
better.
a huge reader.
As always, the books.
Is it bad that I haven't even read the books?
I think you need to read the books, but it's not bad. Like you've seen the movies, like at least you've done one of them. But like the books, there's so much more detail in the books.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even like reading as a kid, and I read the books.
There's not like any major plot details. You're like actually like Luna is like completely different in one book or something.
No. There's nothing like that. I don't think. There's just like I don't know.
There's just more to everything.
Yeah, definitely more to everything. Like, yeah, for sure.
Fair enough.
Any nonfiction favorite reads?
The Energy Bus by John
Energy
Gordon.
Bus.
Yeah, and I'm reading another one by John Gordon right now. It's about positivity. I cannot positive leadership in the workplace or something. Positive leadership. It's a good book. It just helps you stay positive and yeah, John's a good guy and a great guy, I should say, and become a mentor and a friend. So it's cool to be able to read some of his things.
Well, it seems like you've got the positive side of things down after this hour. Everything I heard about you and everything we got to talk about here. We're super grateful for you coming on the show, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I know for a fact that everybody listening will have enjoyed the episode with Luke Lachey. We're going to continue to try and get Luke's teammates. We're going to just we'll pay them. We'll bargain with them to come on our show and keep us relevant to try and tell more Hawkeye stories. But we're again super thankful for Luke coming on the show and Jay coming on the show and giving us good content to start off the new year. So again, thanks, Luke, and thank you to everybody that listened. We'll be back again on. Let's see, this is going to be out on Thursday. We'll be back again Monday with somebody else. I think iColt might be coming on. Give a little update. We'll see you then. Till then, peace.